Good afternoon, folks. In today's video, we're going to be going over 5 important decisions that the Detroit Lions must do this offseason and what kind of we expect them to do this offseason after hearing both Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes at their both respective press conference. So I'm taking the information that I got, what I think they're going to do this offseason. But before we get to today's video, if you think it's a sound and smart idea to take a cactus and shove it in your eye, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you can be blind. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy get poked. Let's get into today's Lions top 5 offseason decisions you got to make. Alrighty, folks, if you did not watch the press conference of Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell in the last week, then I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you, what I think they're going to do, what I want them to do, and what they could do. So it's like all a mix of all three. And first decision here, the biggest decision they have to make immediately right now is offensive coordinator here. And I do believe getting Mike McDaniel to come and open up this offense for the Lions would be significant, considering the fact that we've had players and coaches little bit of issues this year, right? We've had some bad plays. We've had some bad decisions on the field during calling of plays, a little bit of mix. It'd be nice to have somebody who has done it before at an extremely high level, and I approve of Mike McDaniels becoming the Lions offensive coordinator, and it's really good to hear that the Lions have reached out to Mike McDaniel to potentially run our offense. This is a huge decision. I think it's the biggest one the Lions need to make while we are sitting here. Now, look, if Kelvin Shepard were to be removed, that would jump to number 1. But he is our defensive coordinator right now, and I just have a feeling he's still going to be DC. Now, if it changes, it changes. That's just my gut feeling. But picking up Mike McDaniel and settling down that OC position is so important for the Lions. Dan Campbell really talked about it. Now, he did talk about how, he may be calling plays, but this offense needs to get better, right? Needs to get better. Hit that join button and you could be a member of the channel. We will be doing live stream Q&As, just members, and I'll be making that as a video for a Q&A mailbag segment. So you want to become a member so you can get that live and not in a video. Next decision that the Lions got to make here is free agency. And I'm really just going to go ahead and talk about 2 real positions. It's defensive back and center position, right? The Lions have a lot of issues. The safety position, Brad Holmes spoke. They signed Kirby Joseph to a long-term deal. They didn't know the extent of his injury, and now they're in the position. Brian Branch, he goes down for the year. They're in a world of heat right there. Obviously, you have Terry and Arnold as well. Lions in free agency, I would like for them to get 1 defensive back, potentially as a starter, and a for sure backup role individual that has done it at a high level as a backup safety. It could be a veteran, right? It doesn't have to be a great safety. Just somebody that's done it before. Harrison Smith is a great example. It would have probably cost a lot for the Vikings. He's an example of what I mean by getting a veteran back in the secondary. As well as Tyler Linderbaum. That's just should be the number 2 right there. It's just Tyler Linderbaum. In my opinion, if the Lions get Tyler Linderbaum, that's a big-time victory. They need to go all in on that free agent signing. 25 years old. He will settle the offensive line. He's one of the best centers in football. Yes, yes, and yes. Pay him the money. We got the money. Pay him the money. Fix that position, and it fixed the offense. Pretty much. Pretty much. It's all about the offensive line. You give Jared Goff time, he will dissect. If you don't, he gets sacked, and our offense takes a significant step back. A lot of people say, we need a different quarterback because he's immobile. He is our quarterback. He is immobile. So what do? We got to put a wall around him. That needs to be priority. We don't have a Lamar Jackson as quarterback. We don't have a Patrick Mahomes as quarterback. We don't have a Jordan Love. We don't have guys that can run around, extend the play. We have the pocket passer. The pocket passer needs a wall. He needs a center to protect him. We want to hear chants of Jared Goff in the crowd this up-and-coming season. If you want to hear the Jared Goff chants, if you want to see this awesome be successful, get Tyler Linderbaum, and that's going to fix it. A lot of it. It would definitely fix a lot of it. It will. And I think that's something that the Lions should absolutely consider. And we're going to talk about the draft in a minute, right? Who do you want the Detroit Lions to draft? Or, if you don't know a specific player, what position do you want the Lions to draft with that 17th pick? Left tackle, edge, kicker. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Next, this one is simple. The offensive line, and I'm talking about the tackle position, left tackle. Definitely looks like Taylor Decker's potentially retiring this year, and if he doesn't do it this year, it will happen next year. You're sitting at pick 17. You got to get a tackle. There is 3 tackles in this year's draft that is viable for that 17th pick. Francis Mwaga, damn good tackle. Caden Proctor, damn good tackle. Lomu, good tackle. And when you're sitting this high in the draft, there's just a handful of positions that you need to target to really make your team successful for multiple years. The quarterback position was one of those, right? You always got to have a quarterback. We talk about pass rush, you got to have pass rush. The number 2 position besides quarterback is left tackle. It's protecting that quarterback for the next decade and a half. In the odds are, if you look at the Lions' schedule, we're probably going to be picking really high next year in the draft. Definitely not 17. I think the Lions will be a much better record. You won't have an opportunity to get a stud tackle after this year. We earned the 17th spot in the draft by not being good. So let's go ahead and get a player that can set this team up for a while at that tackle position. That's what I want to see, right? Someone that can protect Jared Goff for a while. And then you look at the offensive line then, and you'd have a rookie left tackle, Mahogany Frazier. They battle it out for left guard. Center, you would have Tyler Linderbaum. You would have Tate Ratledge at right guard. Right tackle, Penei Sewell. Big time change. Big time change. Because what happened this year is an example of what can never happen again. Because the retirement of Frank Ragnow was one of the biggest issues that set us for failure for this past season. And Dan Campbell spoke to the media, and he says it's not going to happen again. They're going to be prepared this year. You have to be prepared before players retire. He made that emphasis. He's not coming back. Frank Ragnow is not coming back. He's not. He's not coming back. Brad Holmes said it. Dan Campbell said it. Jared Goff said it. So the Lions need to fix this offensive line and make sure that this problem never happens again. Not just for the offense or offensive line position, but any position. I talk about the edge a lot. It gets savaged, and you don't have pass rushers. You got to have the trenches. It's all about the trenches. It's trench warfare, folks. You win by running the football and stopping the run, protecting the quarterback and sacking the quarterback. So after hearing the press conference from both of our leadership, I am convinced the trenches will be better in this year, and they're not going to let the Ragnow situation, or it would be a Taylor Decker situation, occur, right? Another retirement. Can't have that happen again. They're not going to let it happen again. Again, we'll be doing some live Q&A And I'm going to make that as the mailbag video for Saturday's video. Become a channel member and join in. Lastly, what we took away from the press conference, and it seems inevitable, is David Montgomery is no longer going to be here next season. Brad Holmes is going to trade him. He's getting traded. You heard it. It literally was the one answer he gave away in the press conference, that it was not no word salad. David Montgomery, unfortunately, is not going to be a Lion next year. Way that it sounds. So what do that mean the Lions got to do? You got to pick up a running back, probably in the draft. And look, you don't have to get anything early. We're talking about a number 2 guy. You could get him in the 6th round. Just all you need is a big-ass back, in my opinion. That's all you need. North and South guy. You got Jahmyr Gibbs. He can get it done. But get a big O young back. Get a bowling ball. That's what Montgomery was. You can find one in the draft in the late rounds. Don't need to spend an early draft pick at all on a running back. Don't need to. You got Sione Vaki. He's more of a Jahmyr Gibbs. Lions could pick up a bowling ball in the draft. They can do that. They could do a free agency if they wanted to, but I'm not going to lie. I just draft a running back. Running backs you can get pretty easily, and we don't need a number 1. We just need a complement to Jahmyr Gibbs. Don't even really need a number 2. It's like a number 2.5 to 3. That's what we would need. So I'm looking for the Lions just to pick up a back in the draft. Unfortunately, looks like that David Montgomery will be gone, and Sonic and Knuckles is going to be no more. We'll have Sonic. Maybe we'll get Sonic and Tails. I don't know. We'll see about that. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Adios.